The rest of the business of the evening is about taking a pause, because building a great company takes work, takes effort, takes blood, sweat, and tears. And it is important to take a pause, look around, and recognize those efforts, those achievements. And that's what the rest of the evening is all about. Taking a moment to recognize great companies, great startups, and great entrepreneurs. But before we jump into the Angeles 100, I want to bring somebody to the stage. And I had the opportunity to meet this person right during the cocktail hour. And what I have to say is there's some people in this life that you talk to them and they breathe fire. They have passion, they have energy. And this is one of those persons. And we're very, very fortunate to count this person and JP Morgan as a partner and a supporter of our mission. So I want to invite to the stage to give some quick remarks to Lysandra Hunt. Thank you. Lysandra is with JP Morgan Commercial Bank, and she leads an elite group of bankers that support women, Latino, and diverse founders. So thank you so much for being a supporter.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for opening the doors and allowing us in. JP Morgan Chase has a mission to support diverse women and veteran-owned enterprises. And we've got a dedicated team across the United States that work to find ecosystems like Angeles investors. And we're here today for a very, very special reason, and that is to celebrate the top 100 startup Latino and Hispanic businesses. Thrilled to be a part. Yes, that deserves an applause. This is our first year as anchor sponsor, and this initiative is very important to us. We aim to support and promote the growth and success of the companies here today. We hope that you've made some amazing connections and that this expands your professional network and knowledge. Supporting companies and organizations that have this shared mission translates to a stronger economy, a stronger community that we all belong to. So on behalf of JP Morgan Chase, I want to just say thank you again for including us. We hope you have a successful and enriched career. Thank you.
If you haven't had the chance to speak to Lysandra, make sure that you do so before tonight. Amazing energy. Extremely proud to have you be a supporter. For the next session, I want to invite back to the stage David. We'll share a little bit about the Angeles report.
There we go. All right. So tonight is about the Angeles 100. These are the 100 top Hispanic Latinx startups in America, seed through Series E. And our team, we have a small but mighty team that's put together an excellent PDF highlighting the Angeles 100. And I've asked our team, Carlos back there, to just kind of page through this one by one, and we'll just hit on the highlights. We talk about our board, and you can download this online, right? I'm just going to kind of hit it. I have some remarks. Hispanic Executive Magazine, the top Hispanic executive magazine in America, is a partner with this. Our friends from JP Morgan Chase are a sponsor. They have this amazing program called Capital Connect. You're going to learn more about it as we develop a partnership. They put an ad in there. And then we start breaking down statistics on all the Angeles 100 companies, right? Their range in funding, the deal types, etc. Who are the largest raises? Who raised the most money? What are the industries? What are the deal types in terms of later stage, early stage, etc.? Our mission, and then where are they in the country? We got some Florida in the house. We have a lot of California in the house, and different cities. I know we have Kansas in the house. You know, so we have some of the major states, and we have some saying Canada. No North Dakota. Nothing in North Dakota yet, but we'll see what happens there. Then we do a couple highlights. You know, we got a couple highlights of Archie. Got a couple highlights of a company called Valiant. Mas Panadas, which is a great company doing some great things. Canela Media, non-hosting, you can't go anything without celebrating Canela Media and what they're doing. And PitchBook. So PitchBook is a great source of data for all of what the team and the committee did to do that. And then we go into the Analyst 100, right? We talk about it, again, C through Series E, and then we roll through the Analyst 100. You see all the different companies, what cities they're from, their industry, their background, the CEOs, and it just goes on. And then in between, we have a little bit of ads. So you see Salvi Media here. Where's Chris Salvi? There's Chris Salvi doing some amazing stuff. Thank you, Chris. And then continued of all the different companies. Bank of America, great sponsor, great host. They're in there. Thank you, Bank of America. And then a little bit more details on each of the Analyst 100. PNC Bank, great sponsor. For those who are in Miami, it was amazing because we kicked off the Miami reception in PNC Bank, and they had sushi, and there was so much energy in Miami and Brickell Avenue. It was amazing. So thank you, PNC. And then Wells Fargo came in, great sponsor, more great things coming for Wells Fargo. Thank you. Additional more on the Analyst 100. Thank you again, JP Morgan. And so we reached out a lot of companies for this, and we said, hey, we're doing an Analyst 100. It's in Silicon Valley. Support us, and they're like, it's tough. I mean, look, in the banking industry, right? A lot of things going on in the last 6 months or so. JP Morgan stepped up and Chase. So let's give another round of applause for JP Morgan Chase for really making all the drinks and the food that we had this evening. JP Morgan Chase. So thank you. The Mom Project, right? A great company, great supporter of Analyst investors. They stepped up and supported here. And we, again, highlighting our team, highlighting our advisors, highlighting all of our sponsors. And then Elban. Where's Arturo? So to give Arturo Caceres the round of applause at Elban. Great program, what they're doing. And a lot of, you see here, 15 or so of the Analyst 100 are Elban alumni. By the way, the Elban alumni who are in the room, just raise your hand or stand up, mejor, stand up. If you can't stand up. Let's give the Elban alumni in the room a round of applause, right? So the Elban program is working in terms of growing and helping scale these programs. So thank you, Arturo and team. And if you love this, we got a lot of great things coming up here. Chicago in August is gonna be, you think this is great? It's gonna be on fire in Chicago in August. We do New York. Bank of America is gonna host us. Last year they rolled out the red carpet. We were at the top of their, one of their executive buildings overlooking all of New York. In Q1 next year, I say Florida because it might be Miami, but Orlando and Disney are making a big pitch, so maybe it might be Orlando. We'll see. And then again, Q2, I was talking with Adela and Juan Carlos, and the term we used was copy and paste because the reception at lunch yesterday was great. The Rosa was great. I don't know if you guys think, I think this was great, and we're going to just copy and paste. We're not going to change anything. We're going to do the same places and do it again. So next year, likely the same time. And then look, we need the members, right? So if you're not a member, it takes 2 minutes to sign up. Sign up, become a member. We'd be honored to have you with us on this journey. Let's see, is that it? Oh, connect with us on social. We're very active on social. We do a lot of things on social. So look, that's the PDF. it's not about analysts necessarily. It is about the 100, but it's a little bit of overview and context there. So, Oscar, I'm done. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the evening.
Don't get too comfortable. I think that you gotta come back. All right. As I mentioned, building anything amazing takes effort. And that's what this evening is all about, recognizing those amazing individuals. So I would like to invite to the stage Frank Carvajal. Did he just run away? Frank, come over here. It is your turn to help present the Adelante Award.
Roberto, I was talking to Roberto, and he's getting a drink. I said, "You getting me a shot of tequila?" He's like, "Oh, no, they don't have tequila here. But the wine is great, right?" Ramiro, it's great to see you. Roberto, I call him my mentor, Roberto Medrano. So how I met Sergio Monsalve. Sergio is the real deal venture capitalist. And my first meeting with now my good friend, Sergio, was on University Avenue in Palo Alto. And I met him through Alex Mendez. Alex Mendez is, you were at the Rosewood yesterday, right? Alex is the only Latino office on Sand Hill Road. The only. And so when Alex said, "Hey, you got to meet my good friend Sergio. You guys are going to get along more than you and I said, "What do you mean by that, Alex?" He's like, "He loves football, just like you. He's a big Mexico El Tri fan, just like you." And I said, "I got to meet him." Sure enough, I sent him an email. I mentioned football. I didn't mention venture capital. I didn't mention angel investments. That is about relationship building. We met, got along right away, and he walked from his office from Norwest Ventures on University Avenue to meet me for un cafecito. And his background is amazing. He's originally from Mexico. He arrived to the United States at 13 years old, self-taught, Spanish-speaking, English-speaking, undergrad at Stanford University, Roble dorm, hence Roble Ventures. And he also attained his MBA from Harvard University. Give it up for Harvard, MBA. Give it up for Harvard. And his portfolio, 3 unicorns in his portfolio. Udemy, Kahoot, Adaptive Insights. And speaking of insights, I'm going to introduce David Olivencia to come up on stage so that Sergio Monsalve could provide all of the insights of his success. David Olivencia. Oh, last thing, go Warriors!
Go ahead. No, hey, thank you, Frank, an advisory board member. And so the Adelante Award, right, is for a leader in our community who is helping propel, grow, and strengthen the entrepreneurial ecosystem within our Hispanic and Latinx community, the venture capital space, and really help not only move our community and our startups forward, but it also moves America forward, right? And so that's what we call the Adelante Award. Frank hit on all a lot of the accolades. And by the way, I talked about earlier, as he's a Harvard graduate, one of our members is running for the board of trustees of Harvard, Luis Ubiñas. So I think it's happening this weekend. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll be able to celebrate that. But the only additional thing I would add is, like, in addition to all of that, he's on the board of Latinx VC, driving that and making that and helping build out that ecosystem. And he's a professor. You know, he goes back and he teaches at Harvard, not only enabling people within our community, but a broader ecosystem around EdTech. So it is an honor for myself, our board, the world-class members of Analysts Investors to award the 2023 Adelante Award to Sergio Mansalve. Sergio, come on up. Please share some remarks.
Thank you so much. This is a little embarrassing, Frank. Frank, I don't think I've gotten this kind of accolades before, so I tend to be a pretty private person, so this is a little too much. But so what could I say? I want to talk to you about. I mean, you heard my background, so a lot of it is true, but a lot of it is a little embellished by Frank's showmanship. So, thank you, Frank. Um, I um, I guess I want to talk about a couple of things. So, given that you know my background, I came from Mexico, came here when I was 13 to San Diego, first to Tijuana, love the north, the hustle of the north of Mexico, and then came to San Diego, Southern California, love Southern California for other reasons, came to Silicon Valley, to Roble Hall, which was an eye-opening experience for me. Came not speaking any English, so I had to learn it through the 13 to 17, 18 until I got to college. And then so when I got to Stanford and Silicon Valley, just the world opened up. And it was truly the world. So it was not just Mexico or the US, it was everybody. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is not only what I try to do at Roble right now and why I do it and why I left Norwest after 14 years there, but also want to talk to you about some of the things that I'm thinking about and mention a couple people in the room that everybody should meet. So number one thing at Roble is for us we invest in something we trademarked called human enablement technologies. So over the years, 14 years in venture, I realized that a lot of venture firms were not very empathetic to the benefit that technology can provide to the broader set of people. It's very much a tech-centric approach. So crypto funds, food funds, deep tech funds are all very much about the product or the tech rather than the benefit. And so what we do at Roble is really invest with a benefit-centric approach. So, when I invested in Udemy, it was 2013, so 10 years ago. I was on the board for 7 years. Finally, we took it public 2 years ago. That really taught me a lot of things, that education can really change lives. And so, literally on one side, you had a professor that was teaching in a small classroom, making a professor wage, which is not very much. And all of a sudden, we exposed them to the world. And so there were professors on Udemy that were making over $1 million a year. So that's empowerment. On the demand side of that platform, you have students that can actually have access to education for $30, $40 a month rather than a course, rather than the thousands that you charge in some of the institutions that you all went to and I went to. So it's very accessible. So that taught me a lot. Kahoot taught me other things, that you want to make education fun. And so as I went through my investment experience, I noticed that you have to be thinking about a purpose of enabling humans to improve via technology, especially in a place like this. Coming from Mexico, we have a lot of divergence in economic opportunity, but here is probably even more dire to see that 101 divides us. East of Palo Alto is one world, west of Palo Alto is a different world, and that those tracks, that they're not the proverbial tracks of 101 divide us. So I want to use this platform of Roble to really empower the world and essentially create technologies that really give you more opportunity to upskill, more opportunity for better jobs, opportunity for a more meritocratic workplace, more ability to work in an environment that's completely able to give you the access to opportunity that you wouldn't have otherwise. Less nepotism, less favoritism, and so I'd say that's what we do at Roble, right? We have 13 companies. Hopefully, some will turn into unicorns. Hopefully, we'll repeat what we did in the last 14 years. We'll do it again next 14 years. and keep going and going, but with a benefit-centric approach. That's that. The other part of my life is to, including Roble, is to actually empower Latinos in the U.S. and in LATAM to collaborate more, because I think that we're one of the regions, both U.S., Mexico, and Canada, could actually be incredibly powerful to kind of collaborate a lot more. So we're starting to see a lot of companies that have offices down in both in Mexico, Sao Paulo, in the U.S., and so we're creating this tribe, this essentially neighborhood that's called the Americas, and to me, that's super powerful because I kind of have a foot in both sides, right? And so I've seen how powerful the entrepreneurs in LATAM are and how powerful the entrepreneurs here are, but we're the same, we just live in different places. So that's why I wanted to, I know Frank shares this view, and that I wanted to introduce friend Alejandra Bologna, who's the consulate of San Jose from Mexico. So, and the reason I wanted to invite her is because we just had this discussion with the ambassador of Mexico in the U.S. I think that to us, my extension of human enablement is the collaboration among all people, and I think we should start with the people that are our neighbors, right? So the U.S., Mexico, and Canada should, create a much tighter bond. So that's why I wanted to invite her. She represents Mexico, but it doesn't have to stop there. It could go anywhere across all of the Americas and hopefully other places. So hopefully that message resonates, but it certainly resonates with me because human enablement to me means that everybody that wants to work hard, just like I did when I was a little kid in Mexico coming here, should have the opportunity, but it shouldn't be limited to just you getting into Stanford or Harvard or whatever. It should be opportunity for everybody. So that's what we're working on here. So. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sergio. That was very inspiring, and thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. And want to learn more, so look forward to the conversation there. So now, as we mentioned earlier, we're going to take a pause in the sense of celebrating. Yesterday, we were having a conversation around all of those wonderful, outstanding 100 startups that are being recognized here tonight. And to move on to that, we want to pause in the sense of recognizing that this is hard work. But one common trend or one common characteristic that we saw, and I was discussing this yesterday with many of the startups, is that people who are doing this is because they really care and they want to have a contribution. They want to make a difference. Somebody mentioned yesterday, there are easier ways to make money. And people who go into a startup and build it is because they do want to make a difference. And they want to help and they want to solve problems. So really, we're here to recognize you tonight for that effort, for that mission, because you're not living a life to make money and living a life to make a difference with a purpose, with a vision, which is what David mentioned earlier today in the morning, right? About understanding who you are, what you stand for, what is your vision, what is your purpose, and going from there. So thank you to each of you and congratulations. So with that, we're going to tonight just highlight that we have 100 outstanding startups that are being recognized. David also mentioned that we have a report, and I would encourage all of you to go and download it from the Angeles Investors website. And just to give you a quick highlight, there have been a number of different industries, software being among the top ones. We have financial services, food and beverages, healthcare. Take a look at the report, see if there's any gaps, because there's also an opportunity here for us to see where we are investing, where we are not. So more in the report there. Also from a representation perspective, as always, we see California and New York are the leaders in many of our startups. course, Chicago is not falling behind us either. It's like third there. And of course, we have Florida and many others across the United States. We're going to start calling and recognizing. So we're going to start with above board. If you are here, please come over and you can say a couple of minutes of brief remarks to the audience. So recognizing here is above board.
Aclima, recognizing Aclima.
Agua Bonita.
Alembic. And we got
Alembic, come on stage.
My name's Tomas, and I'm the founder and CEO at Alembic. We do advanced enterprise technology for revenue operations, and we use AI basically to be able to attribute things with across the entire revenue stack to find ROI. We do billions of rows of data for each customer. Their customers we have currently are, among them, BlackRock, Anthem Health, Mass Mutual, NVIDIA is also a great customer of ours. One of the things we don't talk about much at Alembic is it's actually a multi-generational Latino business. My father works for me. My father came over when he was 11 from Cuba, fleeing the war with his family, with a fishing pole and a suitcase. And like many refugee parents, worked his absolute ass off and ended up getting his PhD in mathematics at Berkeley before computer science existed, and did the doctoral computer science analysis for McFadden's Nobel Prize in Economics on that team. When I founded Alembic, I'm marginally technical myself, and I have some amazing technical team, but we really needed a mathematician that could actually write net new algorithms. Hardest thing to hire for in the Valley, right? So I called my father, and my father ended up as the principal engineer at Qualcomm, of all places, doing this. And I'm like, who are your proteges? Please introduce me to some of them. He's getting ready to retire. And he looks at me, and he goes, what do you mean I'm going to work for you? And I look at him, and I go, I can't afford you. He's like, he looks at me again, and he's like, I'm free and full-time. And I'm like, so then we start doing meetings, and I remember meeting with a top 5 VC. And this is where people don't necessarily understand the Latino community. This VC looks at me in the meeting and goes, we don't invest in any companies that have family members or spouses on the team. In the same meeting earlier, they also asked me, how do you know your chief data scientist won't get poached for $500,000 by Google? I'm like, because he would like to see his grandson. But in all honesty, you couldn't pay the man for more. And I think one of the things I wanted to note is that Latino founders do not pattern match to what VCs would normally expect, often. We can be a bit quieter, we're very family-based, etc. But that doesn't mean that there isn't an incredible power in that brings immense value that people don't talk about. I've never met any brilliant folks that came here and worked as hard as those from the Latino immigrant community. And so I just want to tell my side.
I got goosebumps. Archie,
Baby scripts.
be readers.
Belong.
Better up.
Bevy.
Biobot analytics.
Bitwise Industries.
Bounce Imaging.
Brex.
Camino Financial.
Canela Media.
Yes, give it up. If you didn't know or haven't realized by now, Canela Media is a portfolio company and a very beloved founder by the community.
Hi, my name is Roberto from Canela Media, and it's really an honor to be here with everyone. I'm just super proud to see everyone here and see this community. It's so beautiful. Canela Media, I'll just say super quickly, we are a Hispanic streaming platform, so think like 2BTV, but for Latinos. We stepped into a place that there was a vacuum, and we have stepped right in, and now we're right next to Univision and Telemundo throwing bows. So definitely check us out on your smart TV or on Roku. And we have approximately 160 employees now. And founded by Isabel Rafferty, and she's amazing. I'm super honored to work for her. So thank you, David, and thank you, everybody.
Cap Chase.
Career Karma.
Carho.
Castrop.
Certiverse. A portfolio company of Angeles. It's okay to apply.
Circular.
Cleverman.
Core Chain.
Clap it up. Corchain is another portfolio company of Angeles.
All right. Thank you all very much. So on behalf of our entire team at CoreChain, including my co-founder and chief commercial officer, Tom Romery, who's here tonight, thank you so much for this honor. For those of you I don't know, my name is Chris Aguas, and I'm the founder and CEO of CoreChain, based in New Haven, Connecticut. But despite being based in Connecticut, I'm actually a California native and have spent some quality time here in the San Francisco Bay Area and Silicon Valley in particular, because as the first member of my immediate family to attend college, I was fortunate to graduate from Stanford University up the road for a total of 3 times. So at CoreChain, we're building what we call Zelle for B2B, which is a business-to-business payments network that's displacing paper checks for businesses of all sizes, and that's actually built with enterprise blockchain technology. We've processed over 1.1 billion in payments since we started processing back in 2020, and we are absolutely delighted to have Angeles investors on our cap table. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Credit Mountain.
Dre.
Dre, the founder walks over, a close friend of mine hailing from the great state of Utah.
So I love to share stories. Really quickly on what Dre does, we're an app that allows Airbnb hosts to connect their properties to automate their laundry service. And on the other side, it allows people like my mom to sign up to do laundry from their home. So I'll tell you how I got here. I spent over a decade building restaurants. And it's a special story because I spent so much time building a business that I wasn't in love with because I was trying to catch up to my peers. And when I finally exited that industry, I had the opportunity to think about what I cared about. And I remember when I came to the States when I was 10 years old, the first thing that happened is we lost our mom to work. She had to leave early in the morning and would come late at night. And we'd always wait to see if maybe there was a day that she would get there a little bit earlier so we could tell her our stories about the yellow school bus we didn't know about, the new word we learned in English. And so when I exited my restaurant career, I thought about that experience and I wanted to find the biggest opportunity that I could connect women and parents like my mom so that they could stay home and be with the things that they cared about, whether it was caring for their kids or their parents or any other reason that they needed to be home for. And that's when I tapped into the laundry industry and realized that this was something that someone like my mom could do from home while earning an income and helping us as children. And again, I'm thinking about myself, navigate the journey coming to the States. And so that's what DREE does. It provides opportunities for people like my mom to stay home and earn a good living wage.
Thank you so much. Next in line is Eight Sleep.
Encantos.
Ensodata.
Finally.
Phoenix.
Fiveable.
Flourish.
Form energy.
Fresh Bellies.
Another Angeles portfolio company. Gold Belly.
Gotina.
Grain Chain.
Health Hero.
Hello, Alice.
Hello, Iconic.
Well, I've spoken a couple of times today, so it won't be long. But yeah, no, super proud to be here. Definitely, like when we join Angeles, and just like we do a cocktail every year in January, and it's really exciting just to see how the community grows. And this award is really important for us because it's like we are with the best Latino tech companies as well. As you know now, we spun off Linker Finance, and that's the new company that I'm running as well. Same founders, all Latinos, or Roberto or board member is also Latino, or employee stock option pool is full of Latinos as well. Super proud to be here. Elban alum as well. So yeah, no, that's the only thing that I can say. I'm definitely excited to be here and super proud of this award. So thank you, everyone.
Hone.
Indigo.
Innover.
I brought my fan club over there. Hola, buenas noches, everyone. How are you? I'm AJ De Leon. I'm the CEO and first founder of Innover. Innover is an education technology company headquartered in Chicago. For many of you, probably education was transformative, like it was for me. I'm originally from Juarez, right next to El Paso, Texas, also a northerner, a border city person, borderplex native, and I came to the US because I was born in the US, raised in Mexico, and when I came here, education is really what allowed my family to break the cycle of poverty in the same generation. So for us, education is really super important. And what we're doing at Innover is empowering leaders in education to make good decisions using data. So we aggregate all their disparate data that comes from spreadsheets, different systems like grades, test scores, financials, and put it all in one dashboard that makes sense to them and is legible for them and their teachers to actually make good decisions at the teacher and administrator level. So it's not just for academic interventions, it's also for operational and management pieces. Our company currently has over $1 million in ARR. We recently raised $5 million from some of the best investors, many of whom are in this room. Thank you. And also those of you who passed, thank you. Because we got the FOMO from the others. No, but we appreciate it. And we really respect all of you for what you're doing for the community. And I just want to say, in addition to being a successful company, I think we all should be proud that we are leading as Latinos. I think we sometimes there's a lot of conversation about us being underrepresented or just sort of being in the back, right, or in the background or not being at the table. I think we actually are and should be leading in this conversation. We are, as you know, multilingual, multicultural, binational, multinational in many cases, and really can connect and increase our reach beyond just the US. So let us not just minimize ourselves, and in fact elevate ourselves as a community and think of ourselves not as being in the back, but as those who can actually lead from the front now. So that is sort of the message that I give you, and it's so honored to be here. Thank you, David, who's an investor by invested in one of our investors, Samara. So we're very proud of that, and thank you all of you, and congrats to all of my fellow L-Band sisters and brothers here, and everyone else as well, the other people who are here and those who are not. Thank you so much.
Total impact.
Calche.
King.
KiwiBot.
Lasso.
Lilu.
Logic's board.
Maspanadas.
Milo.
MindsDB.
Momentum.
Mural.
Mook test.
Nasuni.
Noble capital.
Good evening, buenas noches. Glad to be here with a fellow Bolivian in technology. Not that many Bolivians in technology and entrepreneurs. My name is Carlos Antequera, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Novel Capital, based out of Kansas City. So for some of you that might not have visited Kansas City, we do have software companies, and a few of them led by Latinos. Not enough yet, but we're working on that. Novel Capital is a fintech platform started partly based on my experience of building my first educational technology company in Kansas City and the difficulties of trying to get capital from banks or VCs. And now we are able to leverage technology and data to provide capital to a lot of those early stage software companies that for one reason or another don't qualify for a bank loan or are not going to be the next unicorn that VCs might require, but they are still providing great products, they are building community, and they are great businesses that are providing value to this country and to the communities that they serve. So we're excited to be here, thanks to Angeles Investors. And the other thing that I'm excited to share is that we're 3 years old, we just passed our 100th customer, and one of the exciting things by leveraging data and really being agnostic to who kind of the color of the skin of the entrepreneur or where the entrepreneur comes from. Right now, 46% of the founders that we provided capital are women-led or minority-led, which when you consider that compared to the data that traditional VCs have, it's really a huge difference. And I wish I could say that we planned it that way, but we're super happy that we can contribute in that way to the community as well, and excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I was what a surprise yesterday. Bolivian, yeah, I can't believe it. So we barely ran into each other. So that was fantastic to see and have those amazing conversations. So let's continue on with new live.
Octane,
Oketo,
Oli,
Origin,
Pachama,
Pager,
Paladin,
Papaya,
Paystand,
Pi-Fi,
Platzi,
+1 Robotics,
Poppy,
Produce Pay,
Quick Node,
Resonate Labs,
Rever,
Revel,
Ascent Bird,
Scola,
We're at the S's now, and I just really held back from saying Loteria. My name is Jaime Martinez. I'm the founder and CEO of Scola. At Scola, our mission is to make the world a brighter place. The way we do that is by helping students have a self-definition of success, and you can only do that through education. And so what we do at Scola is we help families and students find their ideal school from pre-K to 12th grade based on their needs and interests, right? On the flip side, we help schools meet their enrollment goals. This has been an 8-year journey so far, but almost a 20-year journey for me. The way I got into this education space is through leaving the financial sector, joining Teach for America, becoming a 6th grade math and science teacher, and then all of a sudden becoming a teacher and having 35 kids in front of me where I now had to teach for 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, which was a lot. And my principal told me to do 2 things: teach the state standards and differentiate. That's it. That's all you have to do. And when you start teaching, you realize that those are 2 very different things. Because every child, especially in the low-income school, are at their own level. So teaching the state standards to kids that don't understand, 3rd grade material in 6th grade is really difficult. The other thing that started to happen, I realized that these 35 kids were individuals. They were people. And so what was logical for me, I started helping these people find and enroll in other schools that were better fit for them. And so I get pulled into the principal's office after doing this for a few of my students, and they're like, "Mr. Martinez, what the hell are you doing? You're giving away money." And it's like, "What do you mean we're giving away money?" And so that's where I found out schools are funded based on how many kids they have on enrollment goals. And anyone in the private sector, we have our salespeople, we give them commission, we financially incentivize what we want to perpetuate. We've created a system that financially incentivizes schools to keep kids even though they could be better served somewhere else. So I found this out almost 20 years ago, and this has been my life's journey. And so fast forward to where we are now, incubators, accelerators, whatnot. We're now helping 1,500 students a week find and enroll in their ideal schools across the country. And we're primarily focused on the Black and brown community that have historically not participated in school choice. Because school choice was always not, there was a lack of access for us. So we always had school choice, and school choice exists around the world for those who could afford it. So you could choose to go to a private school, but if you can't afford it, then you don't have access to that private school, right? And so now in the US and all over the country, all over the world, there's like more access through charter schools, magnet schools. And so we help our community navigate these options that they now have to find their ideal school so those kids can be educated, have a self-definition of success, and make the world a brighter place. And that's Scola. Thank you.
Securitize.
Sigo seguros.
Storybook. Francisco is, part of the portfolio of Angeles, a great friend.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure and such a privilege to be here. And I love hearing the stories of each of you. And Edgar, yours resonated a lot with me because that's exactly what we do as Storybook. We believe that every child deserves to have a personal sacred bond with their parents, just like the one you were describing. And that's what we are doing day in and day out, allowing for parents to share 5 minutes of high quality time to bond with their kids at bedtime. And that makes wonders for the emotional health of those children for life. It's not only for the moment. It's not about getting them to sleep. It's about building that connection for the future, that foundation for a healthy and balanced emotional adult at some point. So it's wonderful to be part of this community. I remember when I met Jorge Calderon at the Hispanics in Philanthropy event, and then thanks to that, I met David, and thanks to David, I met Oscar, and thanks to them, I met a lot of you and met a lot of opportunities. David, as an expert networker as he is, sends balls our way. We swing them every time. We went to Washington to the Send Summit a few weeks ago, won a competition there, met investors. 2 of them pretty much investing in this round. And all of this is happening because of the connections we are building together. So kudos to that. Fantastic work that you are doing, Adele, David, Oscar, the whole team, Elvan, and all the initiatives, putting, again, Latinos, working with Latinos, buying from Latinos. So extremely proud of this moment and looking forward to growing the impact that we're doing. I truly believe that the more Latino-founded and Latino-proud founded startups will inspire other Latino entrepreneurs to keep doing this fantastic journey. And again, there's easier ways to make money, but certainly building something with your heart that it's impacting the lives of others, as Sergio mentioned, is truly worthy. So thank you so much for joining this journey and looking forward to the future. Thank you.
Subject.
Suma.
Supply hive.
Sweet bio.
Tackle AI.
Tax file.
The Every Company.
Tia Lupita Foods.
Titan.
Ugami.
Valiot.
Be real.
Welcome Tech.
Wing assistant.
Wonder School.
Yellow.
Jewel Health. All right, give a round of applause, not only for these startups, but give a round of applause to this community, to the energy, the effort that we're putting into supporting these amazing startups as they build great companies. and as we build that mission, that vision, and build towards that. So give it one more time. Give it up for yourself for being the part of this vision. The evening is almost to a close, so we're almost there to the after party. But before we finish, I just want to remind you, Angeles is a community with a ton of amazing events throughout the years, throughout the months. We hold quarterly pitches as well as small regional events. Our next big event we'll have a quarterly event. In the next one will be in Chicago on Q3, and then we'll finish up the year with a quarterly event in New York. So I encourage you, if you're not a member, sign up. Follow us on social media and keep an eye out for like these amazing events where you can meet other amazing startups, business leaders, and same-minded individuals. For those that are interested or investing on the startups that pitch today, please either express your interest on Ghost. If you have any questions on how to sign up as a member or how to use Ghost, please come and talk to me, talk to David, or talk to any of the members. We'll take good care of you. Como lo hace la familia, porque eso es lo que la familia hace. We take care of each other. To finish up the evening, I would like to bring a very special individual, somebody that's a pillar of the Hispanic community, the queen bee, as I like to call her, because she really means a lot to many of us. Please, Adela, co-founder of Angeles Investors. One of the most impressive Latinas in the country.
No. Thank you so much. Listen, it's been a long day. It started yesterday. It's been fabulous. It's been incredible. And I have to thank you. And I really want to thank Ivana as well. Being, MCs, that's a tough job. You have to have all the names straight. It's a lot of work. So thank you. And you keep doing it so well. And obviously, I want to recognize the sponsors tonight. They were great. Thank you, JP Morgan, for stepping in. Thank you, AWS and US Bank, and all the speakers and panelists. And it was just great. And yesterday, the receptions, they were mentioned. They exceeded all expectations. The weather was fabulous, as it always is up here. Cynthia Guerrero did a great job. True Search sponsored us at the Rosewood Hotel, which we're going to make that permanent, a permanent part of the program. It was just great. Everything is really special. And of course, I think it's important to recognize the founders and the startups, because they're critical to our mission, right? I mean, these are the people that take the risks. Most of the time, they leverage everything they have. They are investing all the resources and their families' resources, and it's really a privilege to be able to be a part of that and help them be successful. And so I love this for recognizing, the fabulous community of startups that is being created. I want to say something about Adelante and the Adelante winner, Sergio, because there's something you said that I want to bring up. And you said, you aren't often recognized like this. And you know what? That's not right. Because you need to be recognized like this for all the different things. Yes. For all the different things that Frank says you do, for your commitment to education personally and in your investments. And this is the problem, that we don't know each other. We don't know the success that exists here, and it's not okay. And so I'm so proud to be a part of Angeles Investors and the fact that we are trying to bring out success all along the way of this ecosystem, from the startup founder that has an idea to successful investors like you that need to be recognized. And we need to understand that we are a part of the system, we can be a part of the system, and we have succeeded all the way along, but oftentimes we didn't know. So tonight, we know, we celebrate all of this success, and we look forward to seeing you as members in 3 months for our next pitch. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Adela, you're an inspiration, both all of you. All right, we had an amazing 2 days that's coming to a close. So this marks the end of this event, but the beginning of many more to come. Now, who's ready for the after party? Thank you all. Have a wonderful night.